Good morning everyone and welcome to what I think is the best video we have brought you so far. And as you know, in our team we are specialists in algorithmic trading, and after 3 years of work we are going to present our holy grail, a set of custom indicators that provide information on more than 37 variables at once, and which has been incorporated a part of machine learning, which today is known as artificial intelligence. We are going to show it to you in the real market so that you can see for yourselves how it works, and obviously we will also give you the opportunity to use it. The first of the indicators is called base fusion algo. At first glance it may seem very simple, but the first thing we have to do is go to the data entry part and start activating these boxes. First we will check all of them except this one below, the one that says show smart money, and now we will go one by one explaining what it is and how we can use it to operate. As you can see, it has already changed a lot. The design is spectacular. We have collaborated with a group of programmers from Japan, and the truth is that I think they have done a very good job. I have never seen anything like this available in Tradingview, but rest assured that this is only the first part. It is only one of the indicators. As I said, in the data entry part, the first of the options we have available to add or remove to our liking is this one here, show S&D, which would show the supply and demand, those key areas where there is a higher supply and demand in the price, the supply areas are marked in red, and demand areas in that blue-green color. Besides, we also see how it marks those boss or break of structure, and the points of interest, to make us much clearer in which zone of the structure we are, being able to give us more information about the typical smart money strategies that use order blocks, since as you see right here in this supply zone it marks it for us first at this point, and after that structural break occurs the rules tell us that we could wait for the price in this order block, waiting for the break at least the next point. One of the most important parts of this indicator are the control bands, which tell us directly the path where the price is going to go, and also in which areas there is a greater probability of trend reversal. In this area, for example, we are seeing how these control bands are getting greener and greener, which tells us that if the price continues to fall and touches these bands we should be alert to a reversal of the trend. In this area this is indeed happening. If we enlarge the screen a little bit we can see how this is going to be very useful at certain times, especially when the price in more volatile assets such as cryptocurrencies is triggered in this way. We only have to wait for the price to touch those bands or that area when they have a reddish color, to look for a change in the trend in all these types of operations. We can see it here, we can see it here, and if we continue advancing we have many more similar areas. But of course this does not end here. There are many more things combined within this first indicator. There are still 2 more. Then we would have a part of divergences, where we can also mark divergences that are occurring in the RSI, and of course mark them with their value. When the RSI has a value of 89 means that it is very high, in extreme overbought, so when that divergence occurs there is a very high probability that the price will change the trend. In this case here they are at 66, 67, it is still high but not too high. Even so again the price changes the trend, so it is another piece of information that we add for you traders, so that you can always know at what moment the price is. And now we go to other additions, such as extreme fear zones and extreme euphoria zones. These are marked by these red and green crosses. The extreme euphoria zones are obviously the red ones, when the price continues to rise but we begin to have enough downward pressure, so we must start to be careful. In these areas you can see quite well how in addition to directly touching the control band at the top, we also have that other confirmation of the downward pressure with those X's in red. What happens is that just when it indicates this change from blue-green to red wave would be worth us as a third major confirmation to expect a fall, a rebound from the upper band directly as you see to the bottom. And just at the price level at which we are now recording this video you can see another example of the marks of upward pressure indicating an extreme fear. So we must think that the price is going to tend to change the trend. This can be seen perfectly here, where we are falling, and when we have all that upward pressure again we have that change from red wave to green wave, and we could take a new trade in positive. But this continues, and that is that here we are also looking at both reversal points and the so-called algo bands. The reversal points would be these yellow arrows, which are mainly designed to trade in higher time frames, for entire trends, as we can see for example here in 12-hour time frame, where just in this candle marks that big trend change in the market, and as you can see we would be generating 35% in just this one trade. But let's go back to the 15 minutes time frame, where we can use not only all this information that I just told you, but also this indicator is designed internally to provide long and short signals for these low time frames, that is to say so that we can do scalping or day trading. Simply at the close of the candle, if you mark that signal in this case in long, we place the stop loss below the previous structural lows, and place our take profit, always considering these areas of supply and demand and possible resistance averages, such as would be for example this intermediate control band marked in purple. As you can see the price follows perfectly the path of that average, it is supported above, then joins with it to lateralize, to form a range, and when it breaks that range the price falls, taking that same average as a resistance zone, where the price is bouncing this time downwards. I think you can clearly see the magnet effect of this intermediate band. And now to finish with this indicator, and I repeat that there are still two others, we have the so-called algo bands, these bands that appear only when new candles are forming and have a limited data, and that is where what we call machine learning or artificial intelligence comes in. As they adapt to the market movement, they learn from what is happening in the previous ranges. At the moment that the price crosses the bottom or the top of one of these algo bands will mark a signal with this type of arrow, that is to say when this candle closes it marks that arrow and indicates that there is a greater probability that the price will re-enter the channel. This gives us a very clear opportunity to take this type of operations and take a quick profit, since the AI has detected that the price will tend to re-enter in that range. The same thing would happen in this arrow here, in this case in short. In addition, as you see, it also joins with that we have that intermediate band working as resistance, and what happens is that we could take all that operation at least until the opposite part of those algo bands. If you look at the same thing would happen down here, we put together the green X, that means a lot of upward pressure with that green arrow signal that gives us the YA. We place our stop loss by the previous structural lows and again to the purple band in the center. It's as easy as that. A detail that we have added, for all those that you use parts with smart money style analysis, simply by checking this box here, show smart money, you will already have the best indicator that marks each breakout, and that also marks with these squares colored in red or green the breakouts that are occurring in lower time frames, that maybe you cannot be controlling all the time, and gives you the directionality of that breakout. That is to say, every time we have a red square, the artificial intelligence associates that breakout to a bearish direction, and as you see, practically whenever the price leaves that box begins to fall, and we could already take our operations of scalping or day trading. We also have here a green square of exactly the same but in reverse. Every time we have a green square the price tends to rise, all this with the best smart money zone controllers. This does not end here, and is that the second of the indicators that we have created to connect this type of strategies we have called base connector. It is a type of oscillator, that as its name indicates we will connect directly to the main indicator, to the base fusion. Simply in the configuration part, where it says show cross SRC_2, instead of putting close we would connect it directly with this option here, base connector algo, HB, and so as you have seen it has adjusted a little better the automatic entries in the form of signal that gives us the artificial intelligence. Yes, indeed, we have connected more information from an external indicator to another main indicator, something that I honestly have never seen in the Tradingview indicators, so you can see the work behind it and all that is involved in having these tools for a trader. In fact, you can see that if we remove the base connector does not even appear in these options to connect it. We must always have it in our graph for the artificial intelligence to let us connect it and offer us better inputs. Well, actually the inputs are almost equally spectacular with it connected or without it, but so machine learning can get more data and keep improving each time these automatic inputs through signals. That's another, that all this we can automate it with a bot in the future, but well, we will explain step by step. And finally, the third indicator of the pack would be an oscillator, also using machine learning to adapt the different information that gives us the waves, and especially the entry and exit of money in the market. Here we have a very clear example. We see how this green wave has reached the overbought zone and begins to go down. Meanwhile, the white line continues to rise, reaches this upper zone where it marks the phosphorus red, and there again begins to correct until it returns to the usual central range. But of course we detected that while the white line was rising the money is stopping entering the market, that is, less and less money is entering, which marks the green decreasing wave, and of course if we look at what area the price is reaching, just near the large supply area that marks the base fusion, we had very clear that in this area here something was going to happen, and that is that the price was going to retreat. The next confirmation is when the green wave becomes red again, so we could even take this whole operation, until the next demand zone, which is just where we touched today. If we go backwards we also see that it provides us with divergence marks, other negative arrows that are another variable, red bands that also provide us with another signal of bearish pressure. That is, we have thousands of data per second that our combination of indicators is able to show you in an easy and simple way, at the moment. And for all this we have created the Algo Traders community, where you can access not only to all these indicators that have the incorporation of artificial intelligence, machine learning, but you will also be able to use them for all types of markets, forex, indices, cryptocurrencies, shares, and best of all, besides the fact that you can see it yourselves in a simple way, since it shows you practically everything you have to do at all times, is that you will be able to receive market alerts by customizing and automating these signals so that your mobile or your computer alerts you and you do not have to be all the time attentive to the screen. You will also have a tracking of institutional movements with another indicator, which we will show you a little later, and you can access our exclusive Discord community, where everyone can discuss their strategies with indicators, their operations, doubts and questions, and our entire professional team will be at your disposal 24 hours a day. The price we have set is $67 per month, which even if you have a $1,000 account with only one of the signals provided by our indicator, you will earn more than $67. No doubt this indicator will revolutionize the trading of many people, so we leave in the description as always the link to our public Telegram community, and the website of the Algo Traders community. Thank you very much and see you in the next video of the Traders Game.